confused about this. I have to say I'm very happy that we had this time today and this morning also, because it's very palpable for me, very tangible for me. When a listening has deepened beyond the shallow waters of the mind and is going more deeply inside the hearts, it carries a certain vibration and a certain stillness, which I have witnessed here today. I only want to encourage you now to stay with this in the most innocent way. You see? Just like something that if you come to recognize, I don't know where this is going, but it feels really, really compelling to follow this lead now. That some grace, something is with me, and it just, as Mooji said, to be with it, to honor it, to hold on to it, and don't give it to your mind. And you'll see that a very natural pull is going to take your attention, everything, back towards the source. Sometimes people have come and they said, I feel I'm dying. And I said, no. You're not dying, you're confused about this. What you are not is dying. What is not in service to you, the truth of yourself, that is fading, and the mind is going, I'm dying. So actually, the most wonderful thing is happening. Sometimes people say, I'm going crazy, and I have to say, no, you're becoming sane. Okay? The interpretation is coming from the mind. No, I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know what's happening to me. I say, nothing is happening to you. Everything seems to be happening in the mind. And you are going to grow much more acutely at recognizing the mind stuff and how much we seem to have taken on by identifying so much with the body-mind. The body is very important for experiencing. The consciousness needs the body for tasting, experiencing, you see. But the body is not our essential being. It is the instrument that the consciousness and the vital force needs. It's a perfect combination to allow the consciousness in this mode of its expression to experience the things it needs to experience through the mode of individuality and to wake up to its original nature. This is what's happening. When I speak like this, maybe the words may sound a bit complicated, but actually the experience is very simple. As the discernment becomes more clear for you, you will discern when something is coming from, it's just mind stuff, is to do with the person. But now as you recognize that the person is only another portrait, another self-portrait, that is not what you are, you will not be pulled so strongly into reactions and struggles and fighting and so all of these things. This is calming the seas of the mind, just by remembering and being who you are. So it will take time, but it is the best time spent. You don't have to take time off work and leave your family and all these things, because the mind wants to do all these things. He wants to go and plant a flag, something, and go, yes, I've done it. No, you just carry on in what has to happen, but keep being present in this. It's not that you have to do a lot of thinking, but something becomes much more tender, more humble, more open, more gracious. It's happening by itself. And you may continue to watch. There are many YouTubes about this. And recently we made the team, beautiful team, I'm blessed to have a very beautiful team. They have made something called the toolkit for freedom. which means we have selected a number of videos that is quite likely that whatever problems come up through the mind, those videos will address them. But the biggest thing you can do is to keep on checking in. If you have not heard the invitation before, it is online, it is totally free. You may read the book. We have one booklet here. It looks like this, and you can also go and just listen to it. Just put it in, listen, and somehow trust this, because you will see that you are just coming into a deeper and clearer recognition of that which really exists in you. That would be my quintessential pointing and encouragement. I don't want to leave you with a lot of words and techniques and so on, because you don't need any technique to be yourself. You simply need to watch at where the mistakes were made, and some mistakes had to happen. Some faults had to happen. Some things sometimes you have to crash and make a lot of bad judgments and so on for a while to taste what that feels like. We have to feel also sometimes pain and states of confusion. And then now it's a beautiful season, because now becoming more and more clear as to your true nature, you see, beyond merely intellectual analysis and conviction. So I just want to encourage you in this way. Some of you, no doubt, will be following us down to the next point we are making in a few days to begin a retreat there of 5 days. I look forward to seeing you again then. I didn't want to go too much into little details now, because I don't feel it is important and necessary. It just makes things seem more noisy. The important things to point out has been pointed out. Follow that. And by itself, if you stay with it, it will pull your attention more and more into the heart. Just stay with that. Simple as it is. And experience the fruit of your seeing. Are we good for this? Yes. And then I would like to just say thank you for inviting us to come here, and that may these talks become very important for your own inner discovering. Like I say, you are the seeds of awakening in a sleeping world. And to stay with that, just to be with this, grace is very much there. You're not a person doing anything. The grace is going to keep revealing again, just your true nature coming again to the surface. And it is a wonderful discovering, but sometimes fraught with some challenges. You sometimes will feel challenges and so on. But the challenge will come particularly when we go back into states of personhood. You'll feel them. Like this, you will come to recognize, wow, I can also just watch that rather than fall into the pit of that and have to climb out. You can just watch it and remember where I'm looking from. Everything is here to support your awakening. Yeah. And I would say everyone in the world must wake up. It's only a question of time. Whether it's this lifetime or another lifetime or several lifetimes or many, I don't know. God is not impatient, you see. But your chance is now also. And I don't feel it is any accident. It might appear like that. That is just an accident, No, but something brought you here. And trust that also. Rumi, great poet saint, he also said like that, whoever brought me here must take me home. Home meaning, take me back to the original place. He also said something that I like very much, and I often say this. One of his poems goes like this. It says, knocking at the door, it opens. I have been knocking from inside. Again, knocking at the door, it opens. I have been knocking from inside. It's a great clue. Why are we knocking on the door? Because you think you're outside. Knocking, let me in, please let me in, bang, bang, bang. Okay, this knocking is important. Because of the knocking, the door must open, you see. Until the door opens, you don't know where you are. When the door opens, you realize, I'm already inside. Which means we are knocking in search of fulfillment, lasting happiness, lasting joy. We imagine that we are journeyers on this long path to awakening or to meeting God. So this knocking happens, and grace answers, the door opens. The door opening means what? It means that the revelation, real understanding comes. Light again comes to your eyes, and you come to see where you really are and where you've always been. So all of this life or lifetimes, I can put it inside this beautiful metaphor and poem. Knocking at the door, it opens. I've been knocking from inside. We are inside because that's the only true place you can be. But our dreamed selves and its dream journey makes us appear that we are separate, that we have lost our way. You see, we have lost. And this loss becomes painful to us. Then you begin to knock, please let me in. I cannot bear to be outside. And grace opens the door for you. My love, you are already here. And may this understanding really take hold inside our heart, so that you can free yourself from the shackles of the mind, from delusions, and that more light can pour again in this world. May truth become contagious again. And each one plays a part in it. In the book of life, no one is lost. Bless you, and I love you. Thank you for that.